Canberra has recorded 3 new cases of COVID-19, all from the same household and all linked to the outbreak in Victoria. Let's go to the Chief Minister Andrew Barr, who gave an update a short time ago.
Good afternoon, everyone. I regret to advise that the ACT has recorded 3 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. These are the first new recorded cases in a month. They are all from the same household and they are linked to the Victorian outbreak. Since the individuals started showing symptoms, they did the right thing and got tested, and they've been in self-isolation whilst they've been awaiting the test results. The Chief Health Officer will outline further details of these cases shortly and further advice to the community. We recognise that this is hard news. Canberrans did not want this outcome. The government did not want this outcome. No one wanted this outcome. We have done a lot of work as a community to suppress the virus. But as we have stressed before, the virus is not eliminated in Australia and it's certainly not eliminated around the world. So it was highly likely that there would be new cases here in the ACT, as there will be in other states and territories. The outbreak in Victoria has reinforced this point, confirmed absolutely that the pandemic is a long way from over, and that we need to remain vigilant and maintain all of the practices that we've been undertaking since the pandemic commenced. The outbreak in Victoria is serious, and that's why the ACT government put in place measures last week. Travel restrictions that required any traveller from Melbourne who had visited a hotspot to self-isolate for 14 days. We've supported the border closure between New South Wales and Victoria, and we have, of course, strengthened our own border measures with the announcements we made both last week and yesterday. Anyone wishing to enter the ACT from Victoria will require an exemption. Anyone seeking to enter the ACT from Victoria will require an exemption. ACT residents will, of course, be able to return home, but they are required, they are absolutely required to notify ACT Health so that we know who they are, how they are planning to return to the ACT and what their 14-day quarantine plan is. We continue to watch what is happening in Melbourne and the return to the lockdown measures that the Victorian government has announced. We know that's going to be incredibly difficult for millions of Melburnians, and certainly no one wants that to occur in Canberra. And that's why we're asking all Canberrans and any visitors, anyone who has been in Victoria in recent days and weeks, to be careful, incredibly careful. Act like you have the virus. Self-isolate. Keep our community safe. If you show any symptoms, get tested. Now, this morning in our press conference, I stressed that the Chief Health Officer has a checkpoint tomorrow before any further easing of restrictions would come into effect, to make a final decision on whether this Friday is the right time to move to stage 3 of the ACT's easing of restrictions. This checkpoint is an important part of our process. It's been there as we went into stage 1 and stage 2 of the restriction easing. Given the news today that we have new cases in the ACT, the community should expect that the implementation of stage 3 is likely to be postponed until we have a better understanding of the Victorian outbreak and the impact on the ACT. We understand that not moving to these stage 3 measures on Friday will be frustrating for many, and many have been planning for this change to come into effect on Friday. But in simple terms, we cannot put the hard work of this community at risk by moving too far, too fast. And as much as the government wants to support the recovery of the Territory economy and to get more jobs back, our number one priority is the public health of all Canberrans. We have a checkpoint for this very reason. And so we will be applying that checkpoint.
So there you have it, 3 new cases of COVID-19 in the ACT, 2 from individuals in their 20s who visited Melbourne hotspots, returned, and then a household contact who contracted COVID-19 in the ACT. So the Chief Minister, Andrew Barr, there with that update and indicating that the next round of restrictions, the easing of those restrictions, might not happen because of this particular incident and the ongoing outbreak in Melbourne.